Hey guys, welcome back to another commentary from a D-list black belt. I'm just going to make sure that I've got everything set up here. I do. Brilliant. Super cool response from the last video, guys. Thank you so much. We managed to jump like 5 subscribers. That was neat. I really like that. So today I've got for you ADCC 2022 World Championships. Dante Leon versus Majid Hage. I don't know if I'm pronouncing those names right. I think I might be, but again, if I'm not, please let me know. Now, I'm pretty sure that we have Leon in black and then Hage in the yellow. And the way I figure this out is that he has Leon written on his back, because as you can see, they've not got the names down here just yet. And so, oh well. Now, it's a pretty short match today, so we'll see how we go. So I'll just get it started. Doing the usual reffing thing. I don't think I've seen this actually in a jiu-jitsu match before, but you know, nice clean match, boys, let's go. And then they get started. So I didn't actually think you could pull guard like so, but obviously Hage is very comfortable with his guard pulls, you know, and what he was doing there, you could where's it gone? What he was doing there, so he obviously takes a knee, but you see how wide his hands are. You know, that's quite a wide trap. So anywhere that Leon wants to go running around the outside, if he wants to try and blitz past him, is going to be difficult. And the way that this bottom foot is angled in here is it's coming forwards, so that if he gets pushed backwards, he just ends up sitting on his bum, and then this bottom foot comes through, and then this knee will go wide as well. And then obviously he has his hands on the peripherals still. And then that's what allows him to effectively pull guard. And he's also hunting for the hands as well, because we've noticed in a couple of previous videos that a lot of the guys like to interlace their fingers. And obviously, I think Leon wanted to play more stand-up, but he's being forced into a guard pull. Now, I don't necessarily like what he did just here. Well, what he did just here with this leg. So I'll try and back that up by a couple of seconds. You can what have I done? Sorry guys. You can see he steps the leg in straight away into the guard. I don't necessarily like this idea. You see how he's already stepping the leg in. He just steps it right in the middle and he gives like a big wrap on his leg. I don't like this at all, and I don't necessarily like what Hage is doing either, because you can see the disconnect in the middle. And he's not leaning forwards, and he's not capitalizing on a potential wrestle up type thing. So already I'm imagining that there's a couple of mistakes from both of these guys. Now, if you say, for example, took Gordon Ryan and Nicky Rod's match in the same position, Nicky Rod never stepped his foot in because Gordon Ryan would be coming forwards and like inverting underneath or wrestling up into a single leg. So I don't necessarily enjoy what I'm seeing here, because the thought process from Hage is like pull him back down, then take him back up. And it doesn't make much sense to me when you could just take him up when he gives you a whole ass leg and he has no grips of his own to start defending this. And you might say, yes, well, guillotines and all the rest of it, but it's really hard to get a guillotine when your head is in super close to the hips. And you can't really be shy in jiu-jitsu. Just like forehead him in the nuts basically, and you won't get guillotined. So I don't necessarily enjoy what I'm seeing by either of them at the moment. And so he goes for Leon, that is, goes for like a knee cut pass and pushes down as Hage like whips his head down. But what's the plan here? His hips are so disconnected that he's basically just burning his strength trying to stress his back, Leon's back, and Leon's just going to strip the grip off. So I don't really understand what the plan is from Hage. Very nice transition directly into a back step, as you can see. So he does like a reverse knee cut pass, which is going back the other way with this top knee, trying to backstep around the outside with his left leg. And it can work if you get your chest in close, but the reason why it didn't is that Hage was ready for it to go sideways, you know, with his right knee there. And he's trying to pull everything in, and he managed to go, beautiful movements by him actually. He managed to take his head back around the corner, you know, every time. And so he's not allowing Leon to get his body in close to the chest, which is exactly what we need to be doing. And there's a little bit of a scramble going on. Now, there's not much point analysing exactly what they were doing in the decisions in there, because it was just like trying to find brief mistakes and openings and all the rest of it. But they're so disconnected from each other that it's going to be very hard for either one of them to capitalize on any mistakes. So in reality, they're like clashed and spun away from each other. And so what Leon's trying to do is he's just trying to go side to side. Hage's trying to follow him side to side, trying to keep the guard, and Hage does a good job keeping the guard. Leon does a good job passing, but again, they're so disconnected from each other, and Hage is not allowing Leon up to the shoulders, so he can't get the pin in this position, so he can't start to pass the guard as easily. And that roll there by Leon, it was actually a sneaky, cheeky attempt at a toe hold, like a rolling toe hold, so he's going to try and attack the top leg. And you'll see he's latched on for it, and his knee's going over the top, and so he's going to try and go for like a knee bar and slash or toe hold, but he's so disconnected. You see all this space in here as well, that unless Hage just lets it happen, Hage is going to follow him and spin out of it. And you can see how Hage moved away as well. So that was a really good job. Now they're disconnected, and they're going in for it again. A really nice attempt at a backstep, like a floating backstep pass by Leon here. He steps in again, which again I don't enjoy. I enjoy it more this time because he's got the hand on the shoulder pushing Hage down, and then he's going to try and flip the knee in and flip off the top as he rotates around the side like a compass, like a needle of a compass. But again, he has so little control over Hage that it's very hard to do that, and it's kind of a go for free, in the sense that if I was Leon, I wouldn't be expecting that to work, but if it did, happy days, you know. And now Leon got the crossface and let it go, and I don't know why. It looks like he might have an underhook, so I don't like this rotation of the hips. I don't like this rotation. I think that this is a mistake, because you will allow the elbow to come to the knee and this space in the middle to close down. You know, they're coming this way and they're coming this way, the elbow and the knee. And this space in the middle closes down. It becomes very difficult to pass. And you see how Hage is like a ball now. You know, his hips are off the floor, his shoulders are off the floor, his head's crunched in, his back's bent, he's crouched in this way, he's blocking down this space, as I just said. All because Leon decided to rotate his hips out, you know, up rather than in. If he had raised this hip up and this hip down and dropped this knee into the hip like so, what would happen is it would become next to impossible for Hage to bring this knee up and connect this elbow to the knee. If he had also used this hand to keep the crossface, then this arm becomes largely useless, stepping the right foot flat next to the bum, and then driving the knee up underneath the armpit, and then all of a sudden it's very, very difficult to start passing. Then if you use your chest as a crossface and like smother and smear to the ground with your head and all the rest of it, it becomes super difficult for the person on bottom to do much rather than allow the pass eventually. So I think that this is actually a mistake by Leon, And he does a good job smashing the knee back in, sure, but I don't necessarily like what he did there. He's got the double unders now, but I don't think that this is high enough. And you can see how, yeah, again, I don't think his decision making was good there, because the hands are too far down the back. So he's allowing too much leverage to start pushing him. He's committed his hands for the double unders now, and he's made the mistake of the positioning. And now he's allowing the knee to get pushed down. It's just a losing battle now. So I don't like that positioning. And now we get the regard. And now he has to back out and try again. So in my mind, this is alright, but a crossface under the head and then hunting for an underhook again is the way to go. But that's alright. It's easy to criticize from the sidelines, you know. And I suppose that's my entire job though. And like this, I don't know why he didn't capitalize on Hage's huge mistake there. So that is game ending. That's over. That's a mistake that should lose him the entire match now. Leon should be capitalizing with a deep as fuck underhook to the neck, coming in front, going wrist to wrist, and smashing his chest down. And then it doesn't matter what Hage does with his legs, because if you have enough surface area of chest to face, head on the floor, and elbows flared wide, if you need to, but chest low and then head down here, the back will go flat, and then you'll win. This is an absolutely game-ending mistake, and Leon just doesn't take advantage of it for some reason. I don't know why. So they're both doing a good job of trying to wrestle up, and Leon's doing a good job of trying to keep him down. And it looks like he's, passing to mount now. So it was a nice little transition by him, where he stepped the knee up and over as Hage was trying to pass, like to turtle or whatever his decision making is here. And now, because Leon has such a tight grip on his back, he can pull himself back in and flat, and this is very difficult for Hage. Very difficult. And now you can see that Leon's going for the control and the double unders and so on and so forth, and the crossface and the underhook. And this is where he passes the guard now. But like always, Flow Grappling has amazing fucking production value and allows somebody's head directly in the way of the camera, so we can't see what's going on. But now it's largely just a matter of time. What I would be doing if I was Leon is I would be really working on this elbow getting flared so that he can't bring it back into the defense. And then probably even settling back into a half guard so I could get the double unders again and then smash the head in like what we're doing, because this becomes significantly more effective when he doesn't have hands that can push or an elbow that can wedge, that sort of thing. So, this is ADCC finals, but Gordon Ryan, for example, would smash both of these guys just because of the decision making, not because they can't perform techniques as well as he can. And it was said to me the other day that like I have apparently a hard-on for Gordon Ryan. No, not true. I have a hard-on for good jiu-jitsu. It just so happens Gordon Ryan has good jiu-jitsu. And so, like, I can't help but notice the massive difference between the decision-making here and the decision-making for, say, Gordon versus Couch. That type of thing. So I'm not sure what led to this position here. Let's have a look again. So Hage is allowed to push on the knee. Yeah, okay. So Hage was allowed the grip on the ankle and to push on the knee. Now, because he's been allowed this, because this underhook is weak and bad, this underhook should be up around the neck and the elbow should be fled to the ground. So it should look like that, not like this. You know, from the shoulder, the elbow should come down and then in. And then the head shouldn't be on the floor here, the head should be on the floor over here, and the chest should be lower, smearing. Because he was allowed this, he's allowed to lift Leon up and then start traveling sideways. So Leon has to now bail out of the position and defend a regard, and then defend a brief window of a straight armbar attempt. And he went for like the Darce choke and all the rest of it, but Hage seems to be doing a good job of keeping him steady, like defending that choke as well. And now you can see that he's trying to go for a straight armbar, and Leon's forced to defend it now, rather than, you know, passing him out and winning. So he does a good job, Leon that is, does a good job of settling backwards and then in while rotating his hand side to side, which is kind of like a fruitless attempt really, but it's also a go for free by Hage, because you may as well give it a go, because if you catch your opponent off guard, you manage to win gold. You feel pretty good about yourself. It's like wrist locks, right? But now we're back into a half guard type position, so they've both done a good job. Hage defending the mount attack, and then Leon defending the sweep attempt and the armbar attempt, you know. And now you can see that Hage is digging in. I don't know if he has an overhook or an underhook. I think he has an overhook. You know, he's trying to dig in and get on his side, which is doing everything right. And Leon's doing the right thing now by taking his time and being patient. And oh, he has an underhook. There you go. So this is difficult now for Leon, because he doesn't have the ability to push the shoulder back out. And Hage is just getting closer and incrementally further in underneath. So it's difficult. But I don't know why he backed out. I don't see what forced him to back out there. Because from the look of it, Leon's other hand is over the top of his head, so his head should be in here. His whole body is controlling all of the inside space, so he should be able to just go in. And I don't know why he was forced out. Maybe Leon really jammed his head down with his elbow. Yeah, nice. And so Leon backed away. He backed away from that position, which allowed Hage's head to come back around and start regarding. And if I had to guess, we're probably going to see... Oh, I was wrong. I was going to say we were going to see like an inversion and a footlock really quickly from Hage, but instead we saw a blast double leg from Leon. So from here, what Leon's doing is he's stepping up. You know, he's stepping up, and you can see his left hand is bracing against Hage's thigh. Hage doesn't have a sticky hook. His foot's floppy. If he had a sticky hook coming in, as Leon's stepping up, he would be encouraged forwards, which is a difficult thing then to go for a blast double leg. But because he's not being encouraged forward because of the hand and the hook being bad, he gets to do this thing where as he's stepping up, he pushes down, and then he immediately smashes in for the blast double leg, as you can see. And he managed to get himself an underhook, and so he's already, 95% of the way through the guard by the time Hage even has a chance to react. And then he finishes the pass by the time Hage starts to react, and now he's going into a teabag Kimura type position where the knee is smashed in. I can't see what's going on. The knee might be up, or it might be chomped in the same as this one. He's got an underhook, and then he's doing like a short wrap Kimura on the arm. Yeah, okay. And so now we find ourselves in a reverse triangle, or like a T-back Kimura triangle position. The arms are separated, and he's going to get his arm broken in a second, I'm pretty sure. Because the only defense he has is holding onto his thigh, and you can already see that this triangle is starting to work. And so the knee in the way, the shin underneath the arm, prevents this hand from reaching as effectively. He needs this hand to reach the second hand before the second hand can come off the thigh, because if he doesn't, he loses instantly. Leon is going to be setting up the smash sideways and then the wrench backwards, you know. Nice. Very good sportsmanship by both of them. I think probably this was tight as hell in this triangle, and he had to try something, you know. Good work for Leon for not wrenching on his arm, you know. Oh, my favorite, he's finishing the ADCC with a wrist lock. Oh, I love that. He's suddenly my favorite competitor ever. I love wrist locks. The reason why is they're a go for free, and if you don't necessarily have the right leverage to either finish the triangle, finish the armbar, finish the Kimura, the Americana, you can just attack the wrist, because it's so isolated from the rest of everything that how is Hage going to defend it? The answer is he's not. He's just going to have to defend it with his flexibility. But if you start rotating it side to side, you know, crushing in as well as rotating, it becomes a very powerful attack. And so, good sportsmanship by both of them. He lets go immediately after the tap, and they both look like they're not injured, and, you know, shake hands and all the rest of it. So very well done. Really good celebration as well. He's not running around like a cockhead. This is what I would say is like perfect celebration, is a clap and just like a, yeah, go me. But he's not running around putting crowns on his head or whatever, you know. Really good match. Very well done. I think probably nerves played a big factor in it. I don't know how heavy these guys are, because they don't have the details. They just had the name and all the rest of it, but that's all right. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that match. I hope you enjoyed that commentary. As always, please leave me a comment if you have any questions, or if you have any suggestions for how I can improve the channel. I'm always looking for feedback and all the rest of it. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. If you enjoyed that, please consider dropping a like and a subscribe, because it really helps me grow the channel. I would love to get over 100 subscribers now. That would be really cool. And then we'll onwards and upwards. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.